speaker for the morning. She's a great person. She's a great person. She's my sister. Stop saying in-law. I don't think we ever said in-law. But let me tell you something really quick, and she's getting ready to come. But a lot of times, sisters, we don't understand the value of sisterhood until the relationship has been tested. And I want to tell you all that the stuff that we've gone through together to learn each other, to support each other, it has proven sisterhood. I thank God for her because Karlette don't say a lot, but us being around each other, we know the nonverbal communication. And sometimes nonverbal could be a lot louder than anything that comes out of your mouth. And I thank God for her because I always call her a superwoman, and she always be like, girl, shut up. I'm like, no, I'm serious, because the way you do stuff, there's something special in you, because I couldn't do that. I can't work nights. I will lose my job. They'd be like, ma'am, you was asleep. I just couldn't do it. But this woman right here, she's on call at times. Then you all see her, she's taking care of the children, she's taking care of Pastor T, and she loves Genesis. Are we different? Yes, we are. But do we love the same? Yes, we do. And so I'm so excited that we are getting ready to witness one of the cream of the crop. That is Lady K. Porter, Karlette Priscilla McQuillan Porter. I need you all to stand to your feet as she comes to deliver the word of God. I need everybody to stand, everybody to stand, everybody to stand on your feet and come on and give God a praise for my sister, Lady K. Porter. Amen. Bless you. To Pastor T, to Pastor E, Lady T, thank you so much for this opportunity to speak to your people, especially on today. Yes. For those of you who have your Bibles or your phone app, Bible apps, we're going to go to Romans 12, 1 and 2, which has been our theme for this weekend. Romans 12, verses 1 through 2. Father, bless us on this day, God, as we prepare, Lord, to feed your people. Father, have your way, God, like never before. Father, use me in your service. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Romans 12, 1 and 2. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. We also want to touch on Mark 4, verses 24 through 25. Mark 4, 24 through 25. And it reads, And he said unto them, Take heed what ye hear. With what measure ye mete, it shall be measured unto you. And unto you that hear shall more be given. For he that hath, to him it shall be given. And he that hath not, from him shall be taken even that which he hath. For a subject topic, just real briefly, we're going to talk about give for a change. Give for a change. You may have your seats. Romans 12, 1 and 2, the Message version, reads, So here's what I want you to do. God helping you take your everyday, ordinary life, your sleeping, eating, going to work, and walking around life, and place it before God as an offering. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing you could do for him. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out. Readily recognize what he wants from you and quickly respond to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity, God brings the best out of you
develops well-formed maturity in you. The Message version of Mark 4:24-25 says, listen carefully to what I am saying, and be wary of the shrewd advice that tells you how to get ahead in the world on your own. Giving, not getting, is the way. Generosity begets generosity. Stinginess impoverishes. When you hold on to what you have, your time, your talent, and your treasure, you stop your own forward progress. Look at those who come and testify here at Genesis. Not one of them is selfish. Not one of them sits on what God has given them. We all wear many hats in life, and therefore sometimes we wear many faces. Pastor T was asking about these doll heads down here. Well, to our friends, we may be the party animal Annie. We see Annie over here. She has a couple of spirits and a little cigarette, and yeah, she passed out. Why? Because she chose to be party Annie that day. And then to our kids, we may be Saint Susan. Pick one over here. And at work, we may be Business Betty. You see, she got her glasses on, looking all, astute, ready for work. That can be very exhausting, trying to be different people at different times, all of the time. Your church work, your church life, your home life, your work life, your social life. We try to balance it all, and in doing so, we may end up compartmentalizing ourselves. We separate who we are at church, Super Save Sally or Sam, and at work we are Dependable Donna, and at play we are Silly Sonia. There's a division of your work self, your church self, or play self, and your true self. We speak about these things as if there's some magical barrier we pass through each day as we leave the warm comforts of our homes and prepare ourselves for the business day, as if we can transform ourselves by shifting bodies or shifting mindsets, as if who we are in one place is completely separate from who we are in another, as if what happens in one place doesn't affect what happens in another. You can be equally as strong and healthy in your personal life as you are in your professional life, because there's no separation between the two. You are who you are. Will the real you please show up and stand up? Aren't you sick and tired of trying to be a different person based on where you are and what you're doing? Transformation is defined as an act, process, or instance of being transformed. Some synonyms are a changeover, conversion, metamorphosis, or transfiguration. Metamorphosis is a striking alteration in appearance, character, or circumstances. We have seen, for those of us who took health class, or even if we read it back in the day, a butterfly, how it changes. It's called the metamorphosis process, right? Caterpillars, butterflies start as an egg, just a little egg. And caterpillars are very picky about what they will eat. It has one job when it's a caterpillar, and that's to eat. In order to grow, it has to shed old skin, and the new larger skin underneath it is exposed. It repeats this process 4 times, but on the 5th time, after it eats, grows, sheds, repeats, eats, grows, sheds, repeats, the 5th time it eats, grows, and then it transforms. It's called the chrysalis phase, and it's referred to in little terms as a pupa, P-U-P-A. And it's the transformation stage, and it goes from a caterpillar into a butterfly. The caterpillar is the immature stage, and the butterfly is the adult stage, but there is a period in between where transformation has to take place. Are you a caterpillar? Are you even trying to become a butterfly? Or do you just want to stay as an egg? Business as usual. Do you want to be changed? Do you want to start over? When your computer or phone is acting up, what do? You reboot it, right? So when you act up, why don't you reboot yourself? Some of us have been acting up for so long, we don't realize we need a reboot, because acting up has been our norm. This becomes our own way of being, doing our own thing, and we wonder why God isn't blessing us. Well, God won't bless a mess. I'm gonna say that again. God will not bless your mess. The only thing constant in life is change. We can either embrace it or let it overtake us. Change is going to happen whether we like it or not. It's best to expect a change so that when it comes, it's not a surprise to us. As many of you know, I work at AT&T, and take a look at the phone system for a minute. How many of us remember when there was a shared phones or people had a party line back in the day? You know, some of you millennials probably don't know nothing about that. But there was a time when we had to take time. Do we have any that remember that? You had to wait for somebody else to get off the line before you could use the phone. Sometimes people would eavesdrop on your phone conversations. You had no idea whether or not they could hear you or not. Then we moved from that to regular phones with the rotary dial. Y'all remember that? Had the rotary dial. Then we moved up to the push button phones. And after that was the evolution of the mobile phone. The first ones came with a case that people used to have on their shoulder and plug it into the cigarette lighter. It looked like a handbag for some. But that was then. Then we evolved now to what we know as the cell phones. They come in all sizes and shapes, otherwise known as the smartphone. Why is it smart? Because pretty much you can do anything on here that you can do on a computer. How many of us pay our bills through our phone? We check up, for those who have Ring or alarm system, you can check and see what's going on at your house from anywhere in the world. You can see what's going on. Let's think about that. 10 years ago, there weren't even cell phones like this. Just 10 short years ago. When I was in college, there was no thing as a cell phone. No, Pastor T and I got in trouble because we ran up the phone bill, talking for hours on end due to the whole long-distance relationship that we had. We had to resort to writing letters so we wouldn't get in any more trouble. Long-distance relationships now are very easy. You can see each other's face on the phone. FaceTime, video chat, Marco Polo. There's an app. Pick an app. And long-distance relationships are easy nowadays. Think of how you make purchases. How many write checks for everything in 2019? No debit cards, even the phone. Got a wallet on your phone, just click and pay. Who was paying by cell phone 11 years ago? Nobody. Why? Because smartphones weren't around then. 2007 was when the first iPhone was released. A short 12 years ago. Now you can control your house systems from your phone. You can take inventory of your refrigerator, set the temperature of your house, talk with a delivery person all from your phone while on vacation or at work. There are 6 things we're going to look at in order to fully transform our lives. Number 1, to transform, you must be honest with yourself. To really live, you must first know who you are. Who are you? Who are you? Self-knowledge is the foundation to any type of transformation. You need to know what you're made of, how fast you can go, and what kind of storms you can weather. It is being able to look yourself in the eye and tell the truth that allows you to connect to the very foundation your world is built upon. Whether at home, at work, at school, at church, at play, in your relationships, or anything else. You don't know the power you already possess to change your own life and be the same person everywhere that you go. Are you willing to sacrifice being famous or popular for being effective? Are you really ready to change? Do you pretend to be happier than you really are, when in reality you're barely hanging on physically, emotionally, and spiritually? It's time to stop pretending to be and just start being. Let me say that again. It's time to stop pretending to be and just start being. How? By growing and expanding the awareness and reality of who you really are. When you do, you can open up to those who trust you. And when you do that, you'll realize others share the same struggles and other struggles that they have as well. It's best to be yourself. Why? Because everyone else is already taken. When you hide your true self, too much energy is spent on living multiple lives. All that energy you spend trying to be several people, depending on where you are and who you are with, could be better spent concentrating on just living your best life possible. Know who you are and who you want to become. There's a quote from Tolstoy that says, "Every one of us thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing themselves." Let's take a little extra. Anyone have for those of you who have your phones with you, bring it out, or mirrors from yesterday. Wait, mirror that. It's a little refresh from yesterday, because as the prophet Michael said in one of his songs, I'm going to make a change for once in my life. It's going to feel real good, going to make a difference, going to make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the streets with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, because they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. You can listen to the song on your way home. The time, amen. Make that change on your own. The need to add value to yourself is a symptom of a larger issue. If you find that you're trying to add value by actions or words, or by buying expensive clothes or trips, ask yourself, how's that working out? What would happen if you just stopped and focused on yourself? Friends and groupies may walk away, but so what? You'll be left with those who truly love you. Not for what they can get from you, but simply for who you are. If you happen to be left alone, then so be it. Start with you and love yourself. You are enough. Let me say that again. You are enough. You and God are the majority. When you know who you are and what you want, others will stop being greedy and trying to use you up. They'll respect you and your boundaries, and they'll start to see you the way you now see yourself. Valuable and priceless. A daughter and son of the Most High God. You are a leader, whether you recognize it or not. And true leaders help those they are leading see they may be better than they think they are. We all have things we need to work on, but we need to be honest with ourselves and face the truth. You may be unhealthy. You may be overweight. You may be selfish. You may be a financial wreck. You may be an emotional wreck. You may have a sipping problem. Your relationships may be hanging by a thread. You may treat your friends like garbage. Whatever it is, admit it to yourself. There is power in truthfulness. The truth will set you free. John 8:32 says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. President James Garfield said, the truth will set you free, but first it will make you miserable. When you become honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses, you will be able to help others by being honest about theirs. Claiming your personal power, your truth, transforms your ability to lead and inspire others. Once you are really honest with yourself, you will see change begin to take root, and the people around you will too. Just take that first step. Look yourself in the eye, imagine the life you want, and, more sisters, write it down. Write the vision and make it plain. See the life you want every day. Say what you've written. Past mistakes may shape you, but they don't define you. See where you want to go, and you'll get there. The moment you believe you have to be perfect before you can help someone, that means you missed the point of life itself. We are all here to support, encourage, and help one another. We are all striving for perfection, but no one is perfect but God. Number 2, know where you want to go. As some of you know, Pastor T and I went to Dubai this past December to celebrate 25 years of wedding bliss. But we didn't just wake up on December 1st and say, hey, let's go to Dubai. In December 2017, we got a call from one of our friends who had a plan. And in January 2018, we began making payments on that plan. And in December, we executed that plan. What am I saying? Know where you want to go and believe in yourself enough to keep your focus on the destination, no matter what roadblocks may come. Just don't make your goal perfection. As humans, we learn and grow by making mistakes, then correcting those mistakes and moving on. Good enough is good enough as long as you are moving forward and having a destination that you are trying to reach. Number 3, be willing to embrace change and press your way. When a detour comes up on the pathway to your goal, put a plan in place that will allow you to stay the course. When you're facing challenges, remain focused on arriving at your destination. Don't let the distractions take you off the road. Be careful of the labels you give yourself because they define who you are. Labels can propel you forward or hold you back. Transformation requires movement. You won't be in the same place at the end of a transformation as you were at the beginning. The sense of not knowing holds a lot of people back from making a kind of significant change, even when all signs point to the certainty that things will be better once the change is complete. You have to go for it. Here's the thing, the harder it is, the more likely your breakthrough is just around the corner. You face the greatest opposition right before victory. The closer you are, the harder it gets. That's just the way it is. When something's getting harder and harder, most people will back off and retreat. But that is exactly when you want to push. That stick-to-itiveness that makes the difference between the good and the great. We saw it here. When the for sale signs went up outside a few years back, some of our brothers and sisters couldn't handle it and stopped coming to church. They couldn't see that it was all a part of the process. We who remained saw our way through the struggle, and we were able to celebrate in victory on the other side. Actually, some who went away during the hard season came back to celebrate with us. As we saw, going through that process, not everyone is going to like you all the time. Not everyone is going to see the potential in you. You have to just feel it, to know it for yourself, because ultimately, when the knocks come, and they will, you're the one who will have to stand up and shout like Job. Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Saying, you are going to be something different. As we saw, most roads are not straight. A bend in the road is only the end of the road unless you are willing to make the turn. Who is that for today? A bend in the road is only the end of the road unless you are willing to make the turn. Most journeys require planning, preparation, and perseverance. And perseverance is the hardest. Remember, you will win if you don't quit. Press your way. Press through the pain. Press through the heartache. Press through the disappointments. Press through the backstabbing. Press and keep going. You will win if you don't quit. Number 4, put yourself in the path of possibility. This year has been declared the year to pursue possibilities here at Genesis. What does that mean? We are determined to put ourselves and others on the pathway of possibility, for nothing is impossible with God. We are teaching how to seek what you want. This will provide a sense of togetherness and loyalty. We can all pursue and accomplish the goals and plans God has put inside of each and every one of us. As you can tell, we are empowering our teens and millennials with the tools they need to accomplish their goals and dreams. What goes around comes around, so make sure what you are sending out is worth catching again someday. You never know how connections will play out down the road. Just last month when we had our 2nd annual Guard Your Heart Health Fair, and Nurse Angela Brooks had provided wonderful information to us on keeping ourselves healthy. In talking with her between services, she told me she loved what we're doing and providing groceries weekly. And she said that she's going to talk to some of her colleagues and they want to partner monthly to add groceries to the ones we're already giving away. Our role as leaders is to create an environment that's conducive to making people want to bring their best ideas wherever they are, be it at work, church, or at home. Being transparent allows people to feel that they can pursue their possibilities. But you have to be vulnerable sometimes. Nothing changes if it always feels easy. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Nothing grows without dirt. From change springs growth. The sad fact is most people are never asked to truly contribute in their lives. Not by their parents, not by their teachers. They just go along with the norm. However, civilization thrives on innovation and change that only comes from fearless exploration. Growth, development, expansion, and discovery are essential to you pursuing your possibilities. If you don't push yourself to transform, who will? What do you want to happen in 2019? Go for it. Number 5, find a way or make one. My hubby is a movie buff. Oh, yes he is. He will go to the movies in a heartbeat all by himself. the going gets tough, the movie star seems to get going. Mission Impossible comes to mind. Even when it's hard, Ethan never stops. Life isn't really much different from the movies. Many times that unflappable movie hero approach is exactly the attitude we need to take in our own lives. An adventure movie is no good if the hero gives up. And who are you other than the hero of the greatest adventure of your life? One of the biggest fears many people have is the fear of moving forward. Deep down, most people are terrified of change. I always tell my kids the only thing constant in life is change. You can either embrace it or be overtaken by it. Conform or transform, you choose. Change can be scary, but it's vital to our survival on this planet. You don't have to do humongous things to make a big difference. If change is difficult for you, start by doing simple things. Take a different route to work or church. Put your pants on with the last leg first. Comb your hair in a different style. If you really want something, you will find a way to make it happen. Little changes, one after the other, become a pattern, then a habit, then a new way of life. It takes 21 days to form a habit. Are you worth using 21 of your days to change your life? Number 6, break free to break free. Your plan for where you want to go and how you're going to get there is important. So one thing you need to make sure to do is to stop every now and then and make sure you're still on course. Sometimes you need to pump the brakes. You need to break free. On the weekend, take 20 to 30 minutes out of your busy schedule and take inventory of where you are. Are you where you expected to be? What's stopping you? Are you taking full control of your actions and decisions? Where are you in the lives of other people? Who are your friends? Friends. How many of us have them? Do they love you? How do you know? Who do you love? Are you for sure? We need to give for a change. In Exodus, the people of God had work to do. They had to build a tabernacle that housed God's presence. It would take a lot of volunteers. There are outstanding achievements that are possible when every member of even a small congregation gets involved in praying, serving, and giving. We need a multiplication of volunteers. Why? Because you're blessed when you give. You are blessed when you give your time, your talent, and your treasure. The people of God faced a massive task in the building of the tabernacle. They achieved it through a multiplication of involvement of volunteers. Moses assembled the entire congregation. In Exodus 35, this is what is needed in every church today. First, everyone praying. In Exodus 33:10, we see everybody united in prayer and worship. The whole community prayed. Next, we need everyone giving. They took up an offering for the Lord in Exodus 33:5. Everyone was urged to give. If our community is to achieve everything that God is calling us to do, we need everyone giving. Not under stress or under duress, but willingly. As everyone got involved giving, they had more than enough. In Exodus 36:5, the people were ordered to stop bringing offerings. We are called to love. We are to live for God and for other people. As you give yourself away, God will take care of your life. Back in the day, Reverend Jesse Jackson had a thing called Operation Push. It was pray until something happens. Well, I want to reintroduce for some Operation Gush. Give until something happens. Everyone needs to be serving. Everybody got involved serving back in the day. Why can't we serve today? It was entirely voluntary, but they did it. Why can't you? Every gift was used. They did it with excitement and enthusiasm. And excitement and enthusiasm is infectious and contagious. Don't waste your time hanging around people who try to belittle your dreams or discourage you from pursuing them. Get with people who inspire and challenge you, lift you higher, and make you better. Walk with the visionaries, the believers, the doers, and the courageous. Not the naysayers, the backstabbers, the grandstanders, and the leeches. Great people make you feel that you too can become great. Last weekend, we took the kids to SoCal because Kamarian had a college visit down there, and I'm not sure if everyone saw it in the bathroom, but in the bathroom they had a door that separated the room from the bathroom, and it was engraved, and What did it say? I'm glad you asked what it said. It said in all capital letters, it's a great day to be great. I took a picture of it and saved it to my phone. It said, it's a great day to be great. Every effort should be put forth to make 2019 a year that you truly love living. Every day should be a great day. You can create a life that you love living, but you have to do 3 things. Start strong, stay strong, and finish strong. Stay strong and finish strong. A lot of us are good at starting stuff. Oh yeah, we're great starters. But what happens in the middle time? What happens? We gotta stay strong. And if you stay strong, you will finish strong. We should be stirring one another up to pray, serve, and give. You'll be surprised how God is able to multiply what you give and do more than you could ever ask or imagine. Not only are we to give, we are to live holy. Holy means that God is alive on God's terms, alive in a way that exceeds our experience and imagination. Holy refers to living, burning with an intense purity that transforms everything we touch into ourselves. The Hebrew holy probably originally means separate or set apart. For something else to be holy simply means for it to be dedicated to God. You are holy to the extent that your life is devoted to Him and your actions reflect His character. Holiness and wholeness are closely related, and God wants the whole of your life. Out with the old, in with the new. You can't put new wine in old wineskins. That's what the prophet Matthew 9:17 says. Out with the old and in with the new. In Psalm 27, 1-6, it says, don't try to fit God into your plans. Make your plans around the priority of worship. David gives a wonderful description of worship. What he wants to do more than anything is to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to seek Him in His temple. As you seek the Lord and gaze upon the beauty of Him, He lifts you above all the distractions, fears, and temptation. As David puts it, that's the only quiet, secure place in a noisy world. God holds me a head and shoulders above those who try to pull me down. He said that in Psalm 27, 5 and 6. How can you live a holy life when the world around is unholy? You are called to holiness in every aspect of your day-to-day life. God provides a way to bring everything in and about us into His holy presence, transformed in the fiery blaze of the holy. Holiness starts by putting your faith in what Jesus has done for you and asking His Holy Spirit to come into your life to help you to begin a holy life. In gratitude for all that God has done for you by the sacrifice of Jesus on your behalf, offer your body as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. It's all inside of you, just like J.C. Penney. It's all inside. And like Coke, you should be the real thing. Let's recap. Number 1, be honest with yourself. Number 2, know where you want to go. Number 3, be willing to embrace change and press your way. Number 4, put yourself in the path of possibility. Number 5, find a way or make one. Number 6, break to break free. And lastly, give for a change. People come and people go. Your life may have been out of control. You may be confused, but don't worry. Don't worry your soul, it will get better. God is in control. Give for a change. If you give, you will get. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Shall men give unto your bosom? But you gotta give. Give of your time, give of your talent, give of your treasure. You want to transform this year? Give yourself away. You want a better work life? Give yourself away. You want a better family life? Give for a change. Stop looking for others to give to you, and you give to someone else for a change. Give God your total life. It all starts with you making that first step. Who cares what others think? Or who are they anyway? Are they putting a dime in your pocket? Are they putting food on your table? Are they putting clothes on your back? Give until something happens. Operation Good should be in full effect in your life. Give until something happens. Give, and give again. Give and watch God bless you. Dream big, believe big, and do big. Transform or conform. You choose. You choose. need to go from this side over to this side. You need to live a life that is holy, a life that God can be pleased with. But you have to start with yourself. Don't look at nobody else. Look inside of you. What needs to be changed in you? It all starts on the inside. What's in will come out. So what are you putting in? I choose to put in the Word of God. I challenge you. Give until something's happened. Give your time. Give your talent. Give your finances. And watch God bless you. Watch God will turn out. You want to pursue possibilities in this year? Put God first. Get up at 4 in the morning. Get up at 5 in the morning. Get up early. Seek God first. It says, seek me first. And all these things will be added unto you. But you got to seek Him first. Put God first in your life. And watch God move. Watch Him elevate you. Watch Him take you higher and higher and higher. There's no limit to what God can do in your life. But you got to put Him first. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Put Him first. Seek Him first. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. There may be some here today who may be right here in the middle. You saved, but something keeps pulling you back over here. You may be right here, almost to the brink. But God needs to truly transform you. You may come in here with that face on. You got your church state on, got your church clothes on. But you're not fooling God. You may be fooling all of us. But if you truly want to live the life that you know that God has for you, I want you to meet me at this altar. And let God truly begin to transform. It starts with one step. Let God change you for the better. It doesn't matter if you've been here for one day. It doesn't matter if you've been here since day one. If you really want to be changed,